Imagine an organism with no neurons, no brain, no nervous system, not even a single synapse. Now imagine that this organism can solve mazes, remember information, anticipate future events, and teach what it has learned to others of its kind. This isn't science fiction, it's a slime mold, and it might be one of the strangest things biology has ever handed us. Welcome to Science Curiosity. Meet Physarum polycephalum. The name means many-headed slime, which is fitting, because it doesn't really have one head, or any head at all. It's a single giant cell, not a colony of cells cooperating, not a tissue, one cell. Sometimes small enough to fit on your fingertip, sometimes big enough to cover a square meter of forest floor. Inside this cell live thousands, sometimes millions, of nuclei, all sharing the same cytoplasm, all pulsing together in a strange golden network of tubes and veins. For decades, biologists shrugged at this creature. A curiosity, something that grew on rotting logs. That changed when researchers placed a slime mold at the entrance of a maze, put food at the exit, and waited. The slime mold solved it, not by luck. It systematically retracted its network from the dead ends and kept only the shortest path between the two food sources. A brainless blob had just done what we ask laboratory rats to do. And that was only the beginning. Since then, slime molds have been shown to design efficient transport networks. They can weigh risks against rewards. They can balance their diets across multiple food sources with the precision of a nutritionist. They can navigate around obstacles they cannot even see, by leaving chemical trails behind them and using the outside world as a form of external memory. They can even detect and respond to the subtle mechanical distortions that different weights make on the surface they crawl over. But the most unsettling discovery came when researchers showed that slime molds can learn. Real learning. The kind that satisfies every formal criterion neuroscientists use to define the concept. Here's how they proved it. They placed slime molds in front of a bridge dusted with quinine or caffeine, substances slime molds hate. At first, the mold hesitated for hours, refusing to cross, but day after day, faced with the same harmless but unpleasant substance, it began to ignore it. It crossed faster. Then, faster still. It had learned that the bitter powder wasn't actually dangerous. Give it a break for a few days, and the caution came back. This is called habituation, and it is the simplest, oldest form of learning known to biology. Then, things got even weirder. In a follow-up experiment, researchers took a slime mold that had learned to ignore quinine and fused it with a naive slime mold that had never encountered the substance. Slime molds do this naturally, merging into a single larger organism when they touch. After the fusion, the naive slime mold behaved as if it had done the training itself. The memory had been transferred, not through language, not through neurons, but through the mixing of cytoplasm. And it gets stranger still. A slime mold can dry itself out into a hardened, dormant crust called a sclerotium, sit dormant for a month, then be revived with a single drop of water. When it wakes up, it still remembers. A single cell can learn. A network of tubes can remember. A creature with no head can make a decision. And somewhere, right now, on a damp piece of bark in a forest you have never visited, a golden web is pulsing gently in the dark, quietly solving problems no one asked it to solve. If this made you look at the natural world a little differently, hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.